everyone, it's Marie, and today I want to show you a few stenciling techniques using the 7 Gypsies Architextures bases. Now I'm just going to be using one base, but I thought I'd let you see a few different designs. And I have some cardstock here cut down to ATC size, so they are 2.5 by 3.5. So I'm going to be using this base today, and I just want to show you how easy it is to use this as a stencil. Now they are very flexible. You can use them in a lot of different ways, and the back is sticky. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to peel it back a little bit and slip my ATC behind it, and then I'm just going to stick it over the top of this paper. Now even though it's sticky, it's not incredibly hard to remove from your paper, so it's not going to tear my paper at all. And I'm going to be using some ink and an ink blending tool and just blending some ink over this base and use it as a stencil. Now you just want to go ahead and blend just like you would any other kind of stencil and just get your color on there. So I think I'm using some Wilted Violet Distress ink, and I'm just getting a really good saturation down on this bottom corner. Now I'm just going to switch to another color and then just blend the two colors together. I'm going to pick a nice blue here and blend the other corner of my ATC. Now these bases are a kind of a material that allows you to wipe them clean if you would like to. They do hold color if you want them to, if you hit it with a heat gun or something, but for this ink right here, it's going to wipe away clean very easily. So I'm going to be able to use it over and over again. So now I have my ink blending done, and I'm just going to peel away the base from my cardstock, and you can see how beautifully it works as a stencil. And I love that it's adhesive on the back because it holds that stencil in place so it doesn't move around while you're doing your ink blending. And so I'm just taking a cloth and I'm wiping away any of that excess ink so that it's clean and I can use it for my next technique. So for the second technique, I'm going to slip my cardstock back behind the stencil again, or the Architextures base, just the same way I did the first one, and just make sure it's stuck down nice. And I'm going to be using these color bursts. Now these color bursts are in Brutus Monroe colors. They're color bursts, but they match the surface inks from Brutus Monroe. So I'm just going to tap on just a little bit, and if you have used color bursts before, you know that a little bit goes a long way. So I'm just adding a little bit of these colors here to my project. Now usually you can spray your color bursts with water, but I'm going to be using these Tattered Angels Glimmer Mist. Now these are some clear glimmer mist, but they do have some shimmer in them. So we're going to get some of that beautiful mica shimmer on our project here, and I'm just making sure that I'm really wetting this down so that those colors move. Now you could just leave this to dry, but I'm going to be a little bit impatient here, and I'm going to just kind of blot it away with a towel. And then that way I can just peel up that base again, and you'll see the beautiful background that it creates. Now a little bit did leak behind some of the base there, but it really made a really beautiful background, and it's got lots of shimmer in it, which I think is really fun. Now it takes a little bit more cleaning to clean up this color burst. It's a little bit more messy, but I was able to clean up most of it and be able to start again with my next technique with a clean Architextures base. So for my third technique here, I'm putting my ATC behind this base just like I did the first few, and I'm using some TCW modeling paste. Now this is their white pearl, I think. It's a white paste, but it's got some shimmer to it. It looks like pearl. So I'm just scooping a little bit out there, and I'm going to cover this Architextures base and just stencil a little bit on. And I'm not going to cover the whole piece. I'm just going to cover different areas. And I'm just scraping away and putting the excess back into the bottle so I can use it again. You really don't need a whole lot of this for this technique. So I'm getting the cap back on there, and if you go ahead and peel your base away and take your cardstock out from behind it, you should be able to clean up any modeling paste from your base quick enough so that you can use it again. So just carefully peel it away from the stencil, and you can see that it stencils beautifully, and that's going to be a really fun piece to create on. And then you just can go ahead and wipe up that modeling paste so you can use it again. I'm using a little bit of Brutus Monroe Squeaky Clean here because it does really well cleaning up most any type of medium. So for my last technique here, I thought it would be kind of fun to show some of this Deco Foil transfer gel. Now this transfer gel is really fun. You can use it with stencils, and I've also used it with some stamps and in different ways. You just apply it to your paper, let it dry, and then you can apply foil over the top of it and send it through your laminator or your Mink, and you can foil with this gel. So I'm just using my finger to rub on a small amount over this base here and stencil some on, and then I'll let it dry, and then I'll do a little bit of foiling. Now I will tell you that I went to grab my laminator from my cabinet and it fell apart. So I kind of improvised and I used an iron, which I would not recommend for foiling. It doesn't work very well. It does apply some heat and some pressure, but not enough like a laminator or a Mink would to give you some really good results. But I did get a little bit of foiling from the iron, and it gave kind of a cool look, so I'll show you that as well. But if you had a laminator or a Mink, you should be able to get really good results just fine with any foiling with this transfer gel. But I just thought I'd show it to you anyway because I thought it was a fun technique and maybe something you'd like to try. So you can see that the foil didn't completely adhere to all of the transfer gel, and that's just because I used an iron. But if you used a Mink or a laminator, you should get some good results. So hopefully you enjoyed this little look at how to use stencils with Architextures. Bye.